What's good, basketball fans? This your boy JP. Today we are reacting to LeBron James responds to Stephen A. Smith in terms of their confrontation during the Lakers game. LeBron appeared on Pat McAfee Show Tuesday, but it was released yesterday to the public, and he had some words to Stephen A. Smith, so we're about to go ahead and get into it. The backstory is Stephen A. Smith has been very critical of Bronny James ever since he was drafted by the Lakers. Sometimes fair criticism, sometimes unfair criticism, however you want to depend on. That's your opinion. And LeBron James just had enough and confronted Stephen A. Smith at the Laker game at the end of the third quarter, and basically we don't know what was said between LeBron and Stephen A. Smith, but it went viral, and Stephen A. had to come out and respond and saying what happened, just kind of gave a brief of the story and what LeBron said to him about Bronny, saying, "Stop fucking with my son. That's my son." Stephen A. was thrown off, and LeBron just kept saying it, and Stephen A. just said, "Okay, cool." And LeBron walked off, and Stephen A. has been just telling his side of the story, and we haven't really heard anything about LeBron's thoughts other than him and Richard Jefferson just having like a brief conversation about it, but we never really heard LeBron's response to that confrontation. So we're about to go ahead and get into it right now. Appreciate everybody loving the content and everything, and let's go ahead and get into it.
Which leads obviously to you and Stephen A. Hey, legit, that feels like a moment that had been brewing for a long time.
He's like on a Taylor Swift tour run right now.
Oh yeah, we're watching.
Oh yeah.
You're seeing it as well.
He literally, it started off with, I didn't want to address it.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't want to address it. I wasn't going to address it, but since the video came out, I feel the need to address it.
You not to talk about it.
Are you kidding me? There's one person that couldn't wait till the video to drop so you could address it. It's your ass. Like, seriously, and like another, he completely like missed the whole point. The whole point. Never would I ever not allow people to talk about the sport, criticize players about what they do on the court. That is your job, to criticize or to, be in a position where, okay, if a guy's not performing, that is all part of the game. That's all part of the game. But when you take it and you get personal with it.
That's the key word he said, personal. Like, Stephen A's job is, being a sports journalist and analyst of, the NBA, NFL, whatever it may be, running First Take. Stephen A's job is to criticize athletes based on their performance on the field or on the court. But sometimes with analysts and journalists, it just seems like they want to take it a little step further just to get some clicks and attention and everything like that. So they want to go a little personal and just take a dig. Just because media drives negativity. When you are driving negativity, it brings clicks and attention, and everybody's going to pay attention to it, especially with the hot take and everything. So they tend to lean on that more, and sometimes the higher ups will lean on Pacific one like Stephen A. or Kendrick Perkins. They're like, hey, we want y'all to drive some negative tension in the media in terms of an athlete or a sport in general. And because, higher ups care about the viewership. They don't really care about actual accurate analysis. So pretty much they're doing their job in terms of criticizing players and stuff. But when it gets personal to an athlete, then that's when the distrust is there. This is when former athletes or current athletes go and bring up a new podcast or become analysts themselves to tell their side of the story. So it's just this big disconnect and big stir up with the media and the players. So when it gets personal, it tends to not go so well. I would say. Let's go ahead and continue.
It's my job to not only protect my damn household, but protect the players. You know, and I think a lot of the media, including him, and I know he's gonna be happy as hell. He's gonna be smiling from ear to ear when he hears me talking about it. Oh my God, he's gonna get home and grab some ice cream out of the fucking freezer and his tiny whiteys on the couch.
I hope at some point you two do get a chance.
Yeah, like,
but you're right.
dude, like, relax, bro. Like, relax. Like, seriously, just, you know.
All right, I'm going to stop it right here just because it goes into talking about Bronny James and his development with the Lakers so far. If you want to watch that full clip, I'll definitely put it in the YouTube description. If you want to watch the full interview of LeBron James on the Pat McAfee Show, I will put the link in the description as well. Just a couple of thoughts about this whole thing with Stephen A. Smith versus LeBron James. I know everybody is taking sides. People's on the Stephen A. Smith side saying that Stephen A. was fair with his criticism of Bronny James. People taking LeBron's side. As a father, I will not let journalists, analysts take things too far and out of bounds. So the thing I'm going to do is respond back or confront you in some type of way. My thoughts is I think both of them's at fault. I'm not going on the LeBron side. I'm not going on the Stephen A. Smith side. I think both of them is at fault to where we are at now with this beef. So let's go ahead and start off with the Stephen A. Smith side. Now, Stephen A. Smith has been very critical of Bronny James ever since he was drafted, 55th by the Los Angeles Lakers in this year's NBA draft, or 2024 NBA draft, I'm sorry. And it's not just Stephen A. Smith, like everybody in the media or content creators has been very critical of the Lakers getting Bronny James because they feel like it's a nepotism hire. Oh, just because he has the same last name, we're going to go ahead and draft him and all. While, LeBron James or some other people that's on LeBron's side is going to say they don't really know anything about basketball. They never played the game. They're not smart enough to know about basketball whatsoever. So there's two different opinions about Bronny James. But anyways, so Stephen A. has been fair with his criticism of Bronny James. Now, he tends to go a little too far, especially when the subject ain't really about Bronny James. He wants to go ahead and talk about Bronny James and basically kind of disrespect LeBron as a father of what, Bronny James is going through and letting Bronny get exposed by NBA players during games. So that, it was a little out of bounds of Stephen A. to say that. I even kind of cringe a little bit when listening to Stephen A. saying that. And it's like, okay, we get the criticism, and you can criticize players all day long. You can criticize the team all day long. You can criticize the product all day long because that's not personal issues. That's, professional. It's professional. But when you go personal for no reason towards like a son or NBA player, then that's when athletes have a problem. And I didn't blame LeBron James could he done it a lot better? Like could have called or could have done it behind the scenes with Stephen A. Smith, perhaps. But I didn't blame him confronting Stephen A. Smith during that timeout and telling Stephen A. whatever he said, even though Stephen A. said, stop fucking with my son. That's my son. We don't really know exactly what was said, but we know that it was not a good discussion. Let's just say that. Now, yeah, he did caught Stephen A. off guard. I will say that. On the LeBron James side of it too, this is why I have him at fault, is because the way you kind of prop up about your son being better than half of the players in the NBA, that's going to put a target on Bronny's back. So you kind of exposing Bronny in a way based on your tweet of he's better than half these players in the league. If you didn't say anything at all, I think things would be different. But you put out to the public, you put out to the world that he's better than half these players in the league. That calls for a target on your back. Now, Bronny's doing a lot better, which I'm very happy about. I'm very happy for his development. He had a great game, the best NBA game he played. He had like 17 points. I forgot which team he played. And then for the South Bay Lakers, he had almost a 40-point game the other day. So I'm very happy seeing Bronny develop and working hard to take his game to the next level. But when you put that out to the world, that tweet, it's gonna bring to everybody's attention. So that's why I said both of them is at fault of what they're doing. Now you got people that's going to say, oh, like, you would never see Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant doing this to the sons or daughters. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. Please stop just because, oh man, you like Jordan would not do this. Kobe would not do this. Yes, they would. Yes, they would. The only difference is LeBron did it publicly. Do y'all remember Charles Barkley criticizing Kobe Bryant's selfishness in the fourth quarter against the Phoenix Suns? And Charles Barkley was he's a former player, but he was part of the media. One of the biggest names in the media, still is to this day. Criticized Kobe Bryant's performance in the fourth quarter, being selfish, not shooting the ball against the Phoenix Suns in the playoffs, and sent them home. And that night, Kobe cussed out Charles Barkley. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Another example, Charles Barkley came out and basically called MJ a bad owner, which was very accurate of Charles Barkley because he's being honest. And what did Michael Jordan do? Michael Jordan called him up and cussed him out. And they're still not talking to this day because of what Charles Barkley said about Michael Jordan. You ain't going to tell me if Ahmad Rashawn, who is one of Michael Jordan's best friends, would have came out and criticized Marcus Jordan of being a nepotism hire, being picked because Michael Jordan's power and then he didn't develop. Man, Michael Jordan would have had a fit. He would have had a fit. But it probably behind the scenes though. So like I said, the difference is LeBron just did it publicly and people had a problem with that. You hear former athletes like Tim Hardaway Sr., one of the greatest NBA players of all time. He said himself that he would have done the same thing LeBron did. He would have done the same thing. And I'm sure there's other athletes that feel the same way too. Draymond Green, Dwayne Wade, they would have done the same thing LeBron did to Stephen A. Smith. I'm just saying. Now, let's go ahead and get into the Stephen A. Smith response regarding LeBron James on the Pat McAfee Show, because this one was very interesting too as well. So
you want this to be a reincarnation of Chris Rock and Will Smith? And let me state for the record that while we bring up that, let me assure you it wouldn't have gone down like that. I would have gotten my ass kicked. Because if that man put his hands on me, I would have immediately swung on him. Immediately.
And LeBron, after seeing this, posted on his Instagram these two videos. And you already know we're going to see an hour breakdown on First Take from Stephen A. after LeBron posted this on his Instagram. But, let me know your thoughts in the comment section.
Stephen A. basically went back about the story between him and LeBron confronting each other in the game. The part that was missing out of this clip was Stephen A. responding back to LeBron James on the Pat McAfee Show, just calling him a liar. And you could just tell Stephen A. was pissed. You could just tell in that video Stephen A. was pissed. And then he went back to his story like he would. And then he kind of made a statement that I don't think he should have made. Because it would never happen. LeBron ain't going to punch or kick anybody's ass publicly. He's not going to do that. He's not going to do that. So I think Stephen A. shouldn't even said it in the first place. Yeah, if LeBron would have swung at me, I would have swung him back immediately. Like, come on now. You just gave LeBron just a platform to just go ahead and respond to you. And that shit was hilarious. Just brought up your video of yourself boxing. That is funny as hell. And give you the womp. That was funny. So this beef is not going to be over between these two. Stephen A is enjoying himself being on this media tour. I don't really blame him because, I mean, you get $100 million contract and, I mean, you got to do the most with it, and then you're getting all this attention. You got to do the most with it, so I don't really blame him for that. But yeah, he's going to respond back to LeBron James's Instagram. And what a day for LeBron James. The interview comes out yesterday, and then he hit the game-winning shot. Great day for LeBron James. Today's video is brought to you by Manscaped. Listen up, guys. It's spring break season, and whether you're hitting the beach, road tripping with your crew, hopping on a flight to paradise, or even watching MLB opening day, you need to keep your grooming game tight. That's where the Handyman Rocket Man Special Edition from Manscaped comes in. This sleek, portable face shaver is built for on-the-go freshness, making it the perfect travel companion for all your spring break adventures. No more showing up to pool parties or late-night beach bonfires with scruff you don't want. The Handyman has you covered. Just a quick PSA though, there are limited quantities available for the Handyman Rocket Man, so you need to act fast. You can use my code ItzJP for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. Just a couple things I love about the Handyman Rocket Man from Manscaped. Number one, it is perfect for travel, so it's cordless and compact and airplane friendly. Slips right on to your carry-on backpack or drop kit whenever you are traveling somewhere. Another thing I love is that it's waterproof too as well, so you can rinse it off with water. No cleanup stress, just smooth results on your face. Also has a dual blade system, handles up to 3 days of beard growth with a forward shaver and built-in trimmer so that your face feels as smooth as ever when you hop on to spring break adventures. Long-lasting power, up to 60 minutes of runtime, so you won't be left half-shaved before a big night out. And also, it is skin-safe technology. It helps reduce the cuts and necks that you get on your face, so your face will stay smooth and irritation-free. I'll tell you what, man, using this Rocket Man from Manscaped helps my face feel as smooth as ever, and I'm definitely recommend for anybody to go ahead and use it. Man, do not trip on yourself. I'm not doing this to help you pay the bill or anything. I'm helping y'all because some of y'all need to go ahead and get your builds straightened out, man, because look, it's springtime. The girls are out here. I mean, you want to look good for your girlfriend or wife or a girl that you want to talk to at the beach or just anywhere you go. Go get you the Rocket Man from Manscaped today. And also, hey, they coming in different colors. Black and gold never look so good. So go ahead and get it as quick as you can because it's not going to last forever. Whether you are gearing up for a day party, a spontaneous weekend getaway, or just want to keep it fresh for the Instagram, the Handyman Rocket Man is your secret weapon. Join over the 12 million men who trust Manscaped and upgrade to the Handyman Rocket Man. You can use my code ItzJP for 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com using the code ItzJP. Or if you need it today, you can find Manscaped at a store near you. Don't miss out. Upgrade your grooming game with Manscaped today. So let me know y'all thoughts about this beef between Stephen A. and LeBron James down below. Whose side are you on? Make sure you like this video too as well. Make sure you subscribe to ItzJP for more stories and more content. I'm JP, and we'll see you in the next video.